We need another version of that with choir, a full choir. Well, fuck you.
He was here first tonight, he said, so he gets the top spot.
You look cute
I
down
didn't
there.
move me up.
You look
That was
cute there on
Llama.
the bottom. All right. So, I guess what we're gonna jump off with, I just wanted to ask T if he had any other thoughts about Cornell now that we've had a few days to marinate what happened.
Any other thoughts? I still haven't got to re-listen to it, which I still want to do and dive into some of that. But going off of everything I remember and what we talked about, I still feel pretty much the same way.
Did you
I
see
think-
Mayor's statement today
No.
about how much of a privilege it was and just to be there, and he only wants to be a conduit for the music. He doesn't want people to be concerned with who he is, was the gist of it, which I really like, because that's what you hear. I mean, a lot of people are still crapping on the guy. I mean, he's been doing this
Yeah.
how long? 10 years?
I think crapping on him is outplayed. I mean, people hate him for different reasons for different things, but I think the playing speaks for itself. I mean, you know what you're getting. I think the rest of the it's not him, you know what I mean? It's like an entity now. 10 years in, it's not like, oh, Mayor sucks. It's like them as a whole. You can't just single him out for
You
playing.
guys are shorting like 3 years out of my history, and I don't like it. We're not 10 years in. We're like 6 or 7 years in.
Rounding up, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, time is valuable.
Exactly.
So did you get to check it out at all? Wook?
No, I didn't get to watch any of the Cornell show, but I'm privy to all the comments on your guys' after show and the feedback. It seems like people really dug it. Like it was really a hot show. I'm actually looking forward to this tour. I was kind of lukewarm on Dead and Co. That's why I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna catch all the shows. You know, you guys do the after shows, but the vibe, the hype coming out of that show is contagious. It's kind of getting me hyped up for it. So
Yeah,
they needed brought it up on the after show that it kind of is picking up where they left off last tour. Like last tour was really, like we were talking about how good they were sounding and really impressive, and you know, was really everything was hitting on all cylinders, and it feels like this is right in line with that. Almost like how we talk about Phish with, you know, the way things like build and come together and things. And I don't know, this tour, if it's anything like how they've been playing, and knowing that it's the last go around, and knowing, like Matt said on the show about the set lists and the cities and certain things, I think there's going to be a lot of ragers. So
yeah, I think so too. It's really exciting.
It's going to be fantastic. Good for them. So you had a question? You want to get into that, Tim?
Well, first I wanted to ask you guys, did any of you happen to catch the premiere of Mike Gordon's new album today?
I do not have Sirius.
Ah, yes. It
No.
yeah, I got it. Ari, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think he watches. I can't stand him anymore, dude. He has that like stereotypical DJ, like, hey, you know, and like his setups for Mike were just so cringe. But the music though, the music was great. I mean, it's, you know what it is? It's like Molly music. It's like rave, like end of the night Molly music. But it, for what it is, I think it's great. Mull, I'm just giving you guys the highlights. You should check it out. It comes out on Friday. But Mull, way different than the Phish version, and for the better, I think. I think it's like a little overproduced, but I think it works. Kind of like you guys heard Tilting, right? The first one they released.
Yes, yeah.
All the songs have that vibe of like hyper produced.
How was Casual Sex?
Casual Enlightenment. You know, Mike's such a weird dude because like Ari did this awkward like 80s DJ setup for him, like Casual Enlightenment. And then Mike just tells this crazy ass story about it. He's like, you know, I do meditation. And he's talking about, he's like, why does enlightenment need to be this? And it actually makes perfect fucking sense. It's like, why does enlightenment need to be like this, you know, on a mountain and, you know, this crazy, like, it's like you're scrubbing a dish and you like come up with a thought and you become enlightened. And that's what that whole song is. You know, it slaps. Again,
that's very true though. I get that.
It's very true.
Like you're scrambling eggs. There's a zen to just scrambling the eggs, you know?
And like so like the general gist of the interview for every song is like either Mike Gordon band or Phish. Mike always records their jams. He has like a little pocket tape recorder, and he'll just take a random clip of a random jam and go to like his producer buddies and his bandmates and like will develop a song out of it. So a lot of these songs were developed out of Mike Gordon band songs or jams from like 17, 18, 19. Which is cool. I think it's a really neat process. That's how
Now, Phish jams or Mike Gordon band studio rehearsal jams?
both. So I guess there was a tech rehearsal in fuck, I forget where you said.
20?
No, it was some Midwest city or state.
In 21, right, in Oklahoma.
No, yeah, I think it had to have been before this because this album was recorded in 19. Remember, during the pandemic.
Oh, right.
But it was some tech rehearsal where they did a 2-day tech rehearsal, and he was explaining, he's like, how the band will just randomly jam for like 7 hours, like not even a song, just to like test out the pedals and all the equipment. They just play whatever, improvise for like 7 hours, and which is more than I would have guessed. If you had asked me how long they jammed, I would have thought like an hour, but apparently they do like these 7-hour jams. But yeah, so that jam session that they had, that tech rehearsal they had like 4 or 5 years ago, is where a lot of them came from. And then the Atlanta, I'm not familiar with the show, but he referenced the Atlanta Mike Gordon band show, so I'm gonna probably go back and check that out. But anyway, that's the highlight of that. I think it's definitely worth checking out. If you haven't heard it yet, I think the album is pretty good.
A 7-hour jam. You're like standing there. It's like an hour in. You're like, this is cool. And then like 5 hours in, you're like, I think I should go home and feed my dog or something.
Or sit down. I need a stool.
7 hours.
Oh, sounds amazing.
So are they replaying that on Sirius, this interview, or was that a one-shot thing? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I imagine they put a lot of prep into it too, because he like pulled clips and shit. Like they played like snips of like, he was working with Scott and John Kimmock, and like he would like send them like text messages with like recorded pieces. Oh, well, I think we should take this chord progression here, and like talking about the development of this, and like they played snips of it. So you could tell it wasn't just like an off the cuff wook+ type interview. Like it was something that was like really prepared. So I imagine they're going to try to get more mileage out of that. Like,
did he mention the new bass player? I mean, the new keyboardist?
Yeah, he did actually. So he was talking
Rachel something.
Yeah, you know what? You don't have to tune in the series. You just tune in to wook+. Wook's recap of the interview. So Ari was asking him about the catalog, like how many songs he has on his list for the upcoming tours. And Mike was saying how he's trying to limit it because they got the new keyboardist, and how management and everybody, like they can really dial it in when they refine their list down and keep it tight. But then, of course, he goes and says, he's like, but I'm not doing a very good job because I keep thinking of other shit I want to do and I keep adding to the list. So it seems to me like his mentality is maybe a little less disciplined than Trey's, where he's just like, fuck it, we're doing all this shit. I both respect the shit out of Mike and find him weird as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I respect him as an artist, but I don't think I could chill with him. Like, I think I meet other artists or have heard stories, and I could totally see myself being in like in a room hanging out with him. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with Mike, but I respect the fuck out of him as an artist. I think he has something going creatively. Just I don't know if I would want to be part of his like crew.
I'm wondering if Robert Walters comes back when he's done touring the world with Roger Waters and takes his place back, or if this is a permanent thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're gonna find out, but he seemed really happy with the new lineup, and it's weird too, because like when he talks about, maybe I'm like projecting, but like when he talks about Phish, he seems kind of like, not like sad or angry, but just like very like business. And then he starts talking about his project, and he's like, all lit up, like, oh, it's fucking great.
I've heard that he, it's kind of it pays the bills thing, so he can go out and do the Mike Gordon band, which, Trey, I feel like Trey tells him, I don't know why he doesn't have more say to be like, look, I want to do more of my songs, but I think after all these years,
a lot of fucking Mike songs, though. I feel like,
but they do a lot more Trey songs.
Well, Trey songs are a lot better. I mean,
couldn't we have like 2 or 3 Mike songs in a first set?
I would take him out for this album. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Undone was pretty dope. I like that one a lot. Casual Enlightenment, Mull, Tilting. Yeah, I would honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the summer tour does see more of these songs. I'll tell you what,
Sure.
it's better than January. I mean, it's hard to compare because it's
Right.
like an entirely different type of album, but pound for pound, I think Mike did a little bit better than Trey and Paige. Fish needs to come out with a banger and see how he
Touch
holds up.
pants. Bring back touch pants.
Yeah. Oh God.
They could have been huge. They could have been. So you're saying summer tour we're going to be getting some new stuff, or at least from Mike, hopefully.
Yeah, I think a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be a ton. Like I don't think you're gonna have a wave of debuts and new songs, but there's
It'd be
no
cool if he
way.
played one a night and did like through the whole tour and played the whole album. Played
Yeah, it
one a
would be
night
cool. You
or
know
one a
what's
then.
cool? He has this song called Guilty Pleasures, and the premise of it is the musical themes. It's like all the shit that like jam artists and like musicians feel like they can't do because it's so cliche and all the other musicians will judge them, but like the common fan would love, like the 1-4-5 chord progression and the clav with the funky bass and like the rock ripping guitar. So like, like all that
Right.
shit. He took all the shit and he put it in a song, and the song was really fucking good. And I'm like, maybe you should give into that. There's a reason it's cliche, but
Right. And there's a reason why people like it. People want simple. They want something that's funky and has a beat that they can dance to. They don't want to have to think. I don't want to be like, oh, that was a F minor seventh into a G.
Oh, they stuck in the Mixolydian for an extra few bars there. That was
our friend Jason, our composer on wook+, is always, oh, they did a chord modulation thing there, and I'm just like, I have no idea. He's like, yeah, they changed keys. I'm like, I believe
all
you.
right. But you're the same way with lyrics, though. You're like, oh well, he's this, whatever. I can't even
The
replicate the
pentameter's
fucking
not
song.
right, and they don't
Right.
rhyme the third verse with this, and it doesn't mean anything to me. So I can't listen to this band ever.
So exoteric.
My youngest was telling me, we were talking about PJ Harvey, and I was like, yeah, I've listened to her, and she was like, no, you have to really listen to her, and I was like, God, you sound like a Phish person.
No, you really listen.
And then some TV show, she's like, you really have to watch the show, and I'm like, yeah, I never. I said, I'm forever going back 2 minutes because I totally spaced and missed everything they said. So.
I do that all the time. My brother and I were talking about that the other day too, about how we feel like everybody consumes art differently, but there's no true way of knowing how people consume art, right? Because like and we've talked about this on the show. Like when I listen to like Fisher music, I'm very much fixated on the drums and bass, just because like it's what I like and it's what I'm used to. And like the last thing and then I go guitar and melody and chord progression. And the last thing I hear is lyrics. And like you, Kev, has said many times that like the lyrics are the most important thing. And then you listen to everything else, which I don't think one is better than the other, but it's obviously different. And I wonder how many other different ways there are to consume art, right? Like some people go from a very analytical, some people go very emotional, some people go very I just want to rage and do face drugs. And
there's a guy's name, and I'm totally cannot place what it is, but he used to go tape Charlie Parker, and he had like a huge gear. He had like a record player at one time that he would like do discs, but he would only record Charlie Parker solos. So like all these gigs that had like Dizzy Gillespie with Charlie Parker, he wouldn't record Gillespie. He'd only record Charlie Parker.
Such a dick move.
Well, I think
it makes sense though.
I mean, reel-to-reel tapes didn't last that long. He probably only had 10 or 15 minutes.
Right. It wasn't really by choice. It was by necessity.
Right. He's like, this is the only important thing is Charlie, what he's doing.
Right.
So
yeah, egos, no wonder.
And that's what made the magic for him. They were probably the most special shows, huh?
Yeah, I wonder about that too. It's like, do we have any experiences left that are not memorialized or archived? Like, is there anything that you can experience that lives solely in your memories anymore?
Oh yeah, I saw Glenn Tipton from Squeeze. He played at the 8x10, and there was hardly anybody there. I was working, and he just put on this incredible show, did all the Squeeze songs. At one point, the whole band got off the stage, walked through the crowd, climbed up on the bar, and we're all standing on the bar playing the song still, and then went back, and nobody had a phone out. Nobody, this was in 2003. Nobody videotaped it. But it might be one of the best shows that I ever saw. Just
no tapes of
the
it.
love. No tapes of it. No.
That's cool. I guess even though like nowadays, even if you can hear the boards or tapes or whatever, I haven't seen anyone successfully capture the experience of recreating it, of what it's like to be at a show live. Right. Which I guess that lives in my memories, because like I can go back and revisit shows that we've seen, and I frequently do, but it's so hard to capture that, like that perspective of in the audience and the energy that you feel in the room and the vibrations through the floor and what it's like to be in the pisser at set break.
It sounds different too. Like it doesn't sound the same as it does in the arena when you're in the moment, because there's so much other distractions that you're kind of like hearing or being pulled towards or looking at, or like who you're focusing on stage, or how you're dancing, or like whatever is going on in your head at that time. So whenever you hear it back or listen to it again, it's so clean usually, and so different than how you experienced it, which I think is always so funny. So I think, to your point, at least that moment lives in your memory.
No, I agree. Yeah, what's up, Llama?
Hey, not much. I was gonna say, what about virtual reality?
Do you think that's gonna be something they go for?
I think so.
Like a live show in the metaverse? I don't know if it would be able to capture it.
No, like somebody's there recording the show, right? With like a 3D camera or a 360 camera. And they record the whole show, and then they put it up for people to watch and like at home, right? Whoa. So you can experience the show,
or you could live stream it,
right,
in your thing.
Yeah, if you could live stream it, I don't know how that would work. That'd be a lot though. Like if you were like changing views.
Yeah, I don't know about live. Well, I mean,
you'd have to just be like locked off, like just sit at like the board or something with that locked off camera, and that's like your view.
You can't feel you can't feel the energy of a crowd through a camera watching it.
You need to have like subs and shit in your room to like shake your body. I wonder if like a VR like that. I wonder if you could have like a chomper dial though, because I like that idea, but I would want to be able to mute the chompers around me.
Right. You get
turn them up a little so it really feels like a show. So you have people talking behind you, and
I gotta say, stereo. One of my favorite parts about a show though is like when the artist wins over the chompers. Right, whenever they're doing something and people just stop talking and like turn to the stage, like it's such a magical moment.
Except there's that one like guy or girl, usually a little younger, that's just so oblivious, and like everybody, like, everyone else is locked in, and they're like telling you their brilliant idea. They're gonna make it huge with this fucking idea, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
As soon as we're done here, man, we got to get to work on that.
Oh, that might have been Kevin.
Oh man. So do you guys have any shows that really stick out in your head?
Like fond, ideal live music memories. I don't know, just really good memories that you'd want to relive in a virtual reality.
Which show would you recreate in virtual reality? I mean, like Big Cypress, I guess you got to go with Big Cypress if you're gonna virtual reality some shit.
Yeah, a festival in general, I think would be. I have to say it like that because I wasn't at Big Cypress because I'm a noob, and you know,
you were 9 at the time or something.
Yeah, something like that. Probably not 9, but no, a festival though is definitely the best atmosphere you want to recreate. Although some of that shit I don't think I could see in a civil manner. Chilling at home, like you have to be in the right mindset because there's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of sweat, a little bit of like something. Like I remember walking into my first festival on the first lawn, and there were 2 people. Are we allowed to curse on this show?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, they were just fucking butt ass naked right on the lawn, right? Which is cool. Like, and at the vibe of it, like the vibe of the festival is like everybody's doing their thing, nobody cared. But like if I were like just sit like couch touring and like I was in my VR glasses and I look over, right, like that would be a little much to handle on like a Wednesday night. It's a different environment.
Right, but you'd be able to actually in that environment move around more instead of just being, because you'd be at the festival ground, so you'd want to walk around, right, and see
Crash the rail.
Right. And so you
That's
exactly.
Bonnaroo would be all in on. Bonnaroo would try to recreate their thing.
Yeah. Bonnaroo's the one I was talking about. That
Dude.
was where I saw it.
Dude, like how cool would it be though if they had like a roadie cam or whatever, where like you VR like being part of the setup for the crew and whatnot. And seeing well, just watching it, right? And whatnot, and like all the shit that goes through it, right?
I would like
just
to
seeing a
see
show.
You can be a
their
union
view.
teamster and just be leaning up against the van.
Exactly.
Eating sandwiches.
Break.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever the Rolling Stones concert film from 1981 is, the name is escaping me, but they open up with Going to a Go-Go, and they show them building the stage in Hampton, like bringing everything in, but they do it real quick. So it's like
the time-lapse version. Yeah, that's cool.
It's neat to
I
see.
would like to see like a CK5 like perspective, like POV of like what he's seeing and doing and like the buttons and shit he's sitting. Yeah, Kuroda, exactly. That'd be cool.
Make him wear a hat with a camera on it.
Like a little GoPro on it.
Or like the glasses, like you literally see what he's seeing. It'd just be a lot of smoke though. Does he still smoke? Did he quit?
No, he smokes.
He's just chain smoking
Marlboro
all
Red.
show. Yeah, fucking cowboy killers.
Cowboy killers. Do you know Marlboros were originally made as a woman's cigarette and they didn't take off, so they changed the pack to red and put a cowboy on it, and boom.
Yeah, man. It's God, that hurts my throat just thinking about it. I've been quit for what 5-10 years now, but it hurts my throat thinking about it.
Yeah, I've never seen you smoke at Dick's.
No. Dick. Right. The whole crew's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Shout out to Pirate Blue.
Mr. Blue. Did you see Paige's statement too? That was nice.
It's crazy that he showed up and he's like, all he knew was the war song, Cisco Kid. Oh, I know this one. I mean,
yeah, that's
I don't know what
sad.
the rest of this crazy shit is. Cars, trucks, and buses. What the hell are you talking about?
He was pretty old though, right? But
he played in the 60s, I think, 70s. Yeah.
Lived a good life, I'd like to imagine. I don't know.
Fantastic name. It's funny that Paige that they actually asked him, can we use your name? And he was like, yeah, but why?
It's original, at least. I don't know many bands that have named after baseball players.
Usually they're named after.
Wasn't Pearl Jam going to be named after an NBA player?
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody from the Seattle Sonics. I can't remember who though.
Huh.
If only we had a producer to look that shit up.
Yeah, BRB.
Who would be a famous Sonic besides?
I have I can't name a single Sonic except for the Hedgehog. Did you guys see Trey and Paige hanging out at a Mets game? That's kind of
That's funny. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I like thinking of them like actually being buddies and like hanging out.
I thought you were gonna say Trey and Billy Joel.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I thought you were gonna say that. I don't know why. I just...
hanging out at a Mets game.
You're just gonna start a random rumor?
I do appreciate rumor. I do appreciate all the sports Trey takes in the city. He really gets the most out of living there and seeing the site.
I bet you that contract Phish signed that we reported on back a few months ago. He included in a lifetime pass to all MSG venues.
Like, listen, I'll keep playing at this shit venue, but I want Rangers tickets. And
he just has the chip, so he can just walk through. Like he doesn't even need the ticket or anything.
Well, they use fucking Face
video
ID.
Yeah.
So like everybody clears out of his way. Like the AI and the bots are like, "Oh, Trey's coming. Everybody back the fuck up."
Everything turns green and lets him through.
I'm sure that shit happens everywhere, and like it's silly to be like, maybe it's I don't know, but there's something. Ever since I read that report, I was like a little hesitant to go back to MSG because it's like the shit I see through my eyes in that venue. I don't want to be, captured by the man's eye. I guess I don't know. It's a little creepy, right? It's not. I don't know. It's
I
not
think
even like,
you would find out they probably do it most places
I know. Which is that a good excuse?
to
I mean,
never
like,
go
is
out
that
of
a
your
good
house.
reason not to, or like I don't know. Well, fuck, man. Like,
But most
man,
places haven't started using it so
blatantly and like,
and
fuck you.
yeah, and like banning people from it that he doesn't like and shit, which is so
It's such
crazy.
an Elon move.
Totally. You can't come in my building. I don't like you.
I don't like you. I forgot this. I'm gonna ask you guys the team chat if you hit like, because I was running late. I didn't get that in earlier. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is cool. This is like Bizarro, Live, Kev's taking the lead.
We could officially welcome to the show, you know,
Who?
the
Oh
viewing
yeah, I didn't
audience.
say welcome to the show. I just dove right.
Yeah,
in.
he dove right in. There wasn't even like a welcome to the show. This week we're going to talk about whatever.
Because I showed up during the countdown.
To be fair, exactly. We prepped backstage for No Tim, and then the Flash, like all of a sudden he appeared in the box right before we went on, and it kind of threw everybody off. So it kind of
I left a very prestigious work event early in order to be here with you guys tonight.
Nice.
And I don't regret it at all. I hate that shit, man.
I'm not a fan of work events either, so what can I do?
I thought you were just gonna say work.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to show up, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many personalities in an office situation that you would not have contact with, like if you only went to shows and, you know, kind of
I'd love some Kev office time, some water cooler talk with Kev in an office. Oh man,
like the short sleeve white button up with like the tie, but like it's not quite long enough,
right? And everybody on the floor can hear your conversation.
Yeah.
And don't care about wanting to hear it. Oh yeah,
that's a bit. We should do. What do you call that? Fountain water talk or
water
cooler talk?
Yeah, water cooler talk with Kev. That'd be fucking hilarious.
They in 2010, I worked as the field operations office supervisor for the census. So I was that guy. Everybody brought all their paperwork in, and I had to file the paperwork and mail it to the place in Philly. You know, there's a warehouse in Philly that has every census piece of paper. They just keep them in this warehouse.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. I don't know why they don't do it electronically. What are they thinking? I mean, it's the 21st century.
I think it's a protection thing too. Like there's like old school technology safer, they say. I don't know.
Do you think maybe the reason why like they don't go there is so they have the physical artifact? If we ever lost this technology, like how would we have signs of our progress?
Yeah,
right.
That's probably it. Hey, did you find out who that famous Sonic player was?
No, dude, we put it up there, man.
Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what the. I had no idea what the Mookie thing was.
He's from the Hawks, not the Sonics. I was wrong as fuck.
But wait, that's who Pearl Jam was gonna name their band after?
That's what they were originally named.
Mookie.
Yeah, and then they changed their name to Pearl Jam.
Why Mookie Blaylock?
I don't know. It was just a basketball player.
That's the next thing you have to find out now.
That's why.
It's great having a producer. We got to just keep sending them out on like random.
You found the who. Now I need the why.
My youngest has a poster with Mookie Blaylock on it for Mudhoney or something in a room that when Pearl Jam was just starting and opening for him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Welcome to my world.
Womp, 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 womp,
womp. So I'm going to see J-Rad Friday. And I've been thinking a lot about J-Rad, and I've been thinking a lot about Dark Snart Orchestra and how they do two completely different things with the Dead music. And I was going to ask you guys, what do you prefer one or the other? The recreation of a show or total improvisation and off the rails with it?
Oh, I guess you could also throw in Dead & Co too, because that's like a third thing entirely too. That's almost like what do you call it? Tribute act. Like it's not a recreation, but it's like honoring.
Right.
You know.
Right. Sure, I can get with that.
I'm personally on the J-Rad bus more. I think if I had to choose between the three, I would choose the J-Rad show. But
My thing
Plus-
is, if it's the right Dark Star show, I want to see it. If it's an 88, 89 show that's a Brent show, I'm like, yeah, I'm all in.
Well, and
But
what's cool too with that is the venues that they usually play are cool venues to see them in 'cause
J-Rad?
of the smaller J-Rad and Darkstar because it's smaller venues. And like J-Rad's playing, like the Palladium out here, which is blow the doors off it. The Dead's playing fucking Dodger Stadium or like the Forum, right? So it's like it's not the same
I hate
feeling.
baseball stadium shows. The
Right?
acoustics are just shit. I mean, there
Crap.
are spots in the stadium you could get a good show, but for the majority of the people
It's a
there, it's not
waste.
going to sound good.
I walked all of Citi Field during the second set of Dead and Company last summer there. Walked around the whole place, and there were so many echo spots and dead
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah.
But they had the seats set up pretty well where the sound was. Like somebody went out and mapped it out and said, this is where we know is going to be a dead spot.
Don't put seats there, don't sit people there.
Right.
And I mean, there is something special, I guess, like pre-show at like the bigger stadiums, like the lots and like the vending. Like there are nice things about. I don't know. It's just like a certain energy that goes to those really big shows.
Well,
but-
yeah, like Fare Thee Well going into fucking Chicago Stadium was like one of the most electric things since being at an actual Dead show and forever. Like it was so awesome. So yes, there is advantages to special shows and big shows like that are fun, in a stadium parking lot. And
it's so funny because that's exactly the memory I was thinking of.
it just really popped in my head. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's the most recent one that I would say had that kind of.
I've never
special
experienced anything like that before or since. The like sold out. What is that? That's where the Bears play, right?
Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not a huge football game, but the fucking energy. And there were more people there, reportedly or supposedly, there were more people there without tickets than there were with tickets. Like the community outside and the shakedown and like
there were 120 outside, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, because it was also, in the city. So it's kind of like you have just everyone around because we were like in bars and restaurants all the time and then just kind of like biked over to the stadium. And the way it is, it's just sort of that city vibe of like, even if you didn't have a ticket or you were in Chicago, why wouldn't you wander down there and kind of like check out the scene and hang out and see what's going on? And
God, there had to have been like people that had no idea that just got caught in this wave of heads, like
taking over that whole area for a week. Yeah.
Why does everyone have saucer eyes? I don't understand.
But I will say, and one thing I always remember too about Dead shows, and Kev, you can probably attest to this, is that energy going in, like from the lot, especially when it was time to going in and then getting in the buzz of before the show, but especially going in, it was like nothing ever like, and it was just, and everybody, the one thing I'll always say is like everybody was always there for the same reason, and everybody, like that's the only place on the planet that everybody that was there wanted to be there for that reason. And you could feel that, like you just get tingly and like walking in, that you could feel that energy. And maybe some of that in 90s Phish I got, but never anything close to what it was like going into a Dead
People
show.
are way quiet going into Phish shows now.
And it's
like
rude. Honestly, I don't want to get into it, but it's a ruder crowd. Like it always has been. It's a different crowd. It's not that same vibe. It's not that same energy. It's different. It's its own thing, which is fine. But like
consistently though, I find pockets of that. Like if you
find
find yourself in the right pocket, you can
but
get
like
it.
the Dead was every show was this. That's one thing I always looked forward to, was because of that feeling. And I hadn't felt that in forever until Chicago. And when we were walking in, I was like, it feels like a Dead show again. Like it feels like, like what it'll feel like probably when I get to heaven, and you're like, oh, is this heaven? You're like, no, this is a Dead show, like that kind of, you're like, oh my God, this is like, no, it's Iowa. It was,
you're still in second set at Soldier Field. This has been the longest trip of your life.
Exactly. You're like, thank you, God.
And it's Phish is from the Northeast. Trey is a Jersey boy. It's that Jersey energy.
There's a little more attitude versus,
as opposed to the West Coast 60s vibe of, and I mean, it's different culture, it's different times, it's different fans,
it's
that
also
too,
different perspectives though, because you were seeing Dead shows when you were, for all intents and purposes, a kid. I mean, not a kid, but like you had that wide eye, like everything was roses.
I was 15. I was 15 there, and I was not the same person when I went home.
Because I think Phish crowd has gotten ruder too, but I've also gotten more jaded and less
Oh yeah, for sure.
I have like
For
way
sure.
less.
But that's why I didn't
tolerance
want to compare it to now. I wanted to compare it to like when I first started seeing, in 1.0, and even at that time, I never quite got that same. Again, it was smaller venues, but even going into Red Rocks with them, it was never like that electric or just that vibe. It was a different party. This is gonna be an awesome show. Woohoo, let's go. Whatever. But like going into a Dead show was like very like
Dead shows. You had butterflies in your
Yeah.
stomach from the moment you woke up. With Phish, I don't get that. Even walking in, I'm like, it's cool. I'm going to do the Phish show.
It's gonna be a good
That sounds
show.
like a you
Whatever.
problem.
No, and it's fine. And if people experience that, that's awesome and good for them. Like I hope they do. Like that's
definitely
because that's the high. Like that's what you want. That's what keeps you coming back, and it's a great feeling.
For what was it? 22.
Yeah.
Last summer I had those feelings again. It was years since I had it, but like those Bethel shows, the Dick shows, a couple of times in that tour, I got those feelings
and
again.
you
But
were deep too at that point. Maybe that has something to do with it too. You go on the road, you see 2 weeks worth of shows.
Yeah.
You become it becomes a whole nother thing.
pick
you
up
got to
that
go
vibe.
on. Yeah, you have, because it takes a couple shows to wipe off and get rid of like the real world shit. You know what I mean? Like just like the stress and the whatever from like
Life.
the grind, and then eventually a couple shows in, you're like, you find yourself and you're like, you're just vibing.
In your right place.
You find yourself in the ocean of love.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Breaking free of these prisons of lies.
Yes. So anybody who's coming down Friday to JRAD, look for me. We're gonna hang out at Lucky's Tavern by PowerPoint beforehand. I was subtweeting them today. Maybe I should let them know we're gonna have 50 wooks come bar rescue them.
Just tip well.
You're gonna pull 50 wooks.
I'm hoping to get 50 wooks to walk in there and do the stress test on them, and then I can play Taffer and go behind the bar and start yelling at them.
Just tip well and pick up your balloons.
Right.
That's all you have to do.
Hey, I'm in this group on Twitter. It's called Henge Games. And I wanted to give a plug because right now we're all very excited with Zelda coming out on Friday. But there's Minecraft and board games online and tabletop games. And so if any of you guys watching are into like the nerdy shit, and it's cool if you're not, but that's not what this is for. So I'm not going to talk about it forever. But like, if you are, check that out or hit me up, or Sean, who's usually in Team Trat, is the kind of the godfather of the group. It's a very cool little group we have going, and I love seeing new people
Dungeons
join.
and Dragons.
Yeah, man, all that shit. Warhammer, Zelda, fucking Thrill House, and I have kind of taken over talking about Zelda nonstop.
How about Bridge?
there are a couple card game people, but yeah, I think it's more like board games and stuff.
I used to like Spades. I used to love that.
Kev, I will never play Spades with you. Our friendship would not survive.
Maybe we could be on a team together.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That would be another great bit.
I was going to say this is the lunch break. Llama at the office. Llama and Kev are at it again, playing Spades at lunch.
We record them like the night before, like the weekly Spades game, and then the next day at the office around the water cooler talking about the drama, getting the two different perspectives of how it went down.
That sandbagging motherfucker.
Where were you in jail? Were you in jail? Usually that's where people learn to play spades, when they're locked up.
What?
No.
Everybody I knew who played spades was locked up at some point. That's when they learned.
I love your perspective of the world, Kevin.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Everybody else played hearts. That was the game that the people who didn't get locked up played.
Yeah, the softies played hearts.
The game of the
hard
people. Right. The game of the people. Spades was for the criminals, the underground.
Jeez, Kev. I just feel dirty listening to that comparison. Like it just feels wrong.
I love these random.
What about you? Got any dice games in there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, technically, all the tabletop games are are dice games. But
my favorite dice game, I don't think you can say the name of anymore. It was a drinking game that we used to play.
Yeah, we did too. There's a game we called it Snappa, but it's like we put the two beers on the corners.
We called it Mexicans.
Oh well. You didn't need to do
I
that.
know
Like, I
Llama
was
had that one
pivoting.
triggered and ready to go, just waiting for Kevin to say it because he knew he was gonna at some point.
Yeah.
But it had something to do with when you rolled 21. That was Mexicans for whatever reason, and you
Well,
got
you're
to
still
give someone
going
a
about
drink.
this.
Diego.
I
You
was
guys
so
never
ready to
heard of that? Is Quarters in there? That was a great tabletop game.
Quarters is where you hit the quarter on the table and flip it into the shot
The
glass. Right?
drink, yeah, and if you get it in the cup, then you get to pick someone to drink, and if you make 3 in a row, you can make a rule like
Oh God, I just got so hungover thinking about that.
you have to stand up and like salute the North or something, something stupid you can make people
Speaking
do.
of-
Only
real
when
quick.
you
I got a question.
Yeah.
North.
Please, Llama.
All right, if you were making a Phish playing like a deck of cards, right, of Phish songs, what 4 songs are your aces?
The first four winners of the Phish bracket: Tweezer, Yam, Hood, and Ghost.
Yeah, I agree. But I feel like each position should have a song. Like Tweezer would be the aces, right? Like Yam would be the king, right?
Reba
Like
would be the queen.
Reba would be the queen. Jin would be the joker,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then the analogy kind of breaks down when you get into numbers. Then it just becomes ranking or seeding, I guess.
Who you
Jack's,
like?
what would be Jack's? Ghost? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Llamas would be 10 for to boot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Number line for 9. I don't know.
Number 9.
Huh.
Number 9.
Interesting.
The rest are number line. Yeah.
Maybe we can make a Phish. Maybe it'd be better if it was a Phish tarot deck.
Yeah, except nobody knows any of the tarot cards. So
I do. You got cups and wands.
What kind of deck, Kev?
Tarot.
Tarot? Is that like a carrot?
Yes, it rhymes with carrot. It sounds just like it.
Give it to a parrot?
How do you pronounce it? Tarot or something?
tarot.
Tarot.
How do you say pharaoh?
Pharaoh? Pharaoh. Like the grain? Or ferret?
Oh god.
The T is silent.
Do you know my favorite game we ever played? We asked Kevin to do something and then you had to was it read spell words or read words, how you pronounce things, and you had to guess if Kevin pronounced it right or not. That was fucking brilliant. Or the
impressions.
The impressions.
I thought you were gonna go with
Yeah.
the impressions. Yeah.
oh
Since
god.
They were all the same.
By the
Yeah.
way, Kev, Finding Forrester was on the other night, and I happened to catch the "You're the man now, dog," and I thought of your Sean Connery. Great impersonation.
That was
The
pretty
Empire
good.
is
To
always
you.
Empire's
terrible.
Rising Rail.
I don't even know what movie that's from anymore. I just remember the line. I think it might have been The League of Extraordinary.
It was like one of the
Degenerates.
first memes, dude, right?
Kev, we got a request.
Kermit the Frog's coming to Baltimore. It's not a tumor.
So
It is.
good.
It's a tumor.
Oh man.
Speaking of that, though, before
No,
what I
that's
was
your
gonna say is,
Schwarzenegger, man.
we need to have a game night again. It's been a while.
Yeah, we should before
Speaking
tour
of games.
starts.
Yeah, now who should we have like somebody come on and play against us, or
No, we should ask Henge Games to sponsor and set up the game so the 4 of us can play, because we never all get to play, because one of us always has to come up with the rules and host. So we should like have them sponsor it and like have them come up with games.
Have them do all the work, and we'll
Have them
play.
do all the work and then
I have a suggestion.
All right.
I was given a saving game hinge like D&D guide. We could just do that, but get somebody from your group that actually knows like
Live
the
stream
rules.
Gamehenge D&D.
like yeah, but like modified, right? You know,
Right. For like an hour program. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like also how this live turned into like a wook+ meeting.
You guys know we're still live, right?
It's like, fuck it, let's just come up with ideas while we're live. It'll be fine. It's slowed right now, though. There's like, I mean, there's been a couple of headlines, but we're in between tours, so it's like there's only so much to talk about.
Still got 2 weeks before Dead and Company picks up.
Yeah, and Phish is what, another month or 2 months, 3 months?
July, yeah.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Because the last 2 Dead and Company shows in San Francisco are the night of the first 2 Phish shows, I believe.
Well, that's convenient. That works out really well.
A double header.
Yeah.
Or it might even only be one night that overlaps that we have to think
And
about.
we're doing
I'm
both
planning on trying to watch
every show.
as much Phish as I can before Dead and Company starts. But if they don't come on till 11 o'clock because I'm on the East Coast and they're playing 8 out there, Phish might be done or close to the encore, you know?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
'cause we're starting out here. That's right. Yeah.
So that might work out perfect. I can't
Yeah,
do the after show, obviously, because I'm going to have to watch the Dead and Company.
We'll miss you, but it's all right. People
we
can
gotta
still
figure
catch you
something
after
out,
Dead
you
and
know.
Co.
That first night, I'm going to need a co-host to tease at the show.
Yeah, I'll probably be.
And I'm going to need a co-host because Kev will be doing Dead and Co.
I was like, I'm out of here.
Just Irish goodbyes, just disappears. Oh, what? Talking about work later.
That's fantastic.
This really is a wook+ meeting.
So we got I know you're not doing much this summer, Tim. Do you got anything on your radar, Travis, besides the Dead and Company?
As far as shows go?
Yeah.
Hold up. I think Tim's going to be the busiest of us this summer.
Yeah, I don't have a lot going on. What the fuck, Kev?
Well, you don't have a lot of shows coming up.
Okay, that's true. I do have a baby coming up.
Right. You have fun with that.
I will.
my youngest will be graduating in 15 days. So.
I know my adventure's starting and your adventure's ending, or at least this chapter.
I'm out.
Proud of you.
I'm
man.
5G. So, Llama, do you have any shows coming up this summer while you're here?
Going to see the National.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah.
That new album's pretty happening.
It's all right, you know. I'm not that sad in my life, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of has like divorce vibes to it, and I'm like, I don't really, you know.
It's their blow the tracks.
Yeah.
Were there any other headlines going on in the scene right now? I've been so distracted with the lead up to Zelda that I've kind of been disconnected. But I know you guys kept popping shit in the thread of like microdose ideas.
They're renovating Dick's.
Oh yeah, they're renovating the north end of Dick's, which really doesn't affect anything because it's here behind the stage.
Right, it's where the band hangs out.
Right, so lame, but they need to do something there. I mean, it's a pretty boring place for a newer soccer stadium. A lot of the soccer stadiums now are sweet. Like the ones out here are really cool and like fun to see shows at, actually. So I feel like those are great venues for them, especially in the summer.
But doesn't your soccer team win championships?
Well, we have 2, Llama. So yes,
right, true. Yeah.
But I saw the Killers. I saw the Killers at the LAFC stadium last summer, and it was awesome. Like it was a great venue. It's really cool. So I can easily see.
Watch soccer?
What?
Do you watch soccer or football?
No, rarely. I go to some of the games though out here every now and then.
We've been binging or watching Ted Lasso, and it makes you want to become a soccer fan. I'm like, I could totally watch soccer, and then you watch a match, and you're like, this doesn't have any of the whimsical humor. It's just guys running around chasing balls.
I so was in love with Ted Lasso, that show, until I realized it was a fucking Apple commercial.
Yeah,
and then I was like, man, then all I can see is Apple everything, that they're like product shot. Let's look at the phone. Let me hold the back of the phone up, you know.
Okay, but also real life is kind of like that. Like that's how their products are.
I'm not like,
well, yeah, not in your living room, but like when you go outside, like you see that shit everywhere.
Right. You're also not a millennial.
I love that show though.
And it's what the last episode's coming up.
Yeah, I got 2 more. I'm catching.
And are they doing another season, or is that it?
I don't know.
But if you want to talk frisbee golf, Makita's all in. We can
There you go.
The same thing happens. Like when I watch the last, I want to watch soccer. When I hang out with Makita, I want to roll
You wanna
cones and play
some
frisbee golf.
I think it's called disc golf.
Disc golf.
Don't call it
Right.
frisbee golf.
Shut up,
dude.
man! I'm
Come on.
not a sports ball guy. I don't know.
It's not a ball, it's a disc.
It's a disc.
I'm not a sports disc guy.
Yeah,
I
I've never
want to
played.
be though.
I used to play hacky sack. That was pretty good.
Was that your thing? I've
In
always
a lot. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god, amazing. Did you also do like the twirly sticks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like I always thought of it like a video game, like you choose your weapon, like for your like avatar. It's like you're the hacky sack guy, the twirly sticks guy. That's all I could think of. But
I can remember
never
the
do
other
the
guys.
twirly
Who's the other one? The frisbee guy.
Yeah, the frisbee guy, definitely.
Yeah, like the
Skateboard guy.
the drum circle guy.
Right.
The Sammy Smith's guy.
Right, that had his cooler on a skateboard.
Yep. And his worn out corduroys that were like too big,
You know,
dragging on the ground.
Dude, you used to call those people U-Haul because they looked like they were carrying a load.
There's like that one guy that's just like always way too into the drugs. Like they don't actually take it, but they're just talking about it and they keep pulling out the bag and looking at you like, dude, like we know, we get it. Like it's all right.
It already. Just do it.
First time.
That's horrible.
I miss.
All right.
I miss
So,
SWAT.
so make sure that you like and subscribe if you enjoy what we're doing. Leave a comment. We'll always get back to the comments. We'll be back next Wednesday again. Come back for team
Closing
chat.
us early? Was it Peter?
No, I'm
Gabriel?
just
He's
doing this.
getting it
and
out
then
of the
we're gonna
way in
get
case
back.
we get on a
Right.
tangent and go long.
Right.
No, you're
And
doing great. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Right. And then
interrupt
the 18th, we pick back up with Dead and Company's final run. I'm trying to think of like a great way to do it, like the farewell run of this organization or something. But
the final farewell again.
Redo.
and we're working on a cool new intro.
For what is it? Farewell and Company.
Farewell and Company. The
And
final
then
farewell.
also, since we have a shit ton of work ahead of us and a lot of expenses, if you'd like to feel so inclined, you can hit us up with a super thanks or super sticker or yeah, I guess that's it. We really
Super
appreciate the support.
duper.
Super duper sticker.
Right,
No,
I wanted
appreciate it.
I wanted to throw out the llama to tell us about the what you and T had done if people hadn't seen it.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Oh yeah, that was dope. It was the Tapers Ball. So it's halfway already to the next one. So or hopefully, right? We haven't heard anything from Tapers Choice in a while. It's been a little quiet.
It has been. But to that point, Kev, I'm hoping, yes, we'll see at least another Choice Fest this summer as far as shows go.
I'm trying to get a montage to Peach.
You got to. Yeah, you need
Yep,
to. Everyone
gotta.
can go Peach and check them out. That's going to be the blow up banana's going to be there.
Right, Ghostlight's getting back together. Ghostlight hasn't played since Holly Bowling left.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I think
Llama,
it'll
did you
be
see
great.
that we got Taper's Choice on Matt's radar last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Wait, was that on there? Yeah, that was on air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on.
It was.
And
Yeah.
everybody that hasn't seen it, go check it out. It's a good warm up before Peach. It's a great
Yeah.
2 nights and wild second night.
And a great warm up for Dead and Company. Last week we had Matt Bush on talking the intricacies of set list and various other things.
Man, speaking of Matt and setlist, like how was that Cornell set?
Can we
list?
just
Like,
talk about that for a second? Like, I mean, that was
All the
that,
great pairs. Every great pair they've ever done, they did.
that second set, man. When it started out, I texted in our thing and was like, Matt should just throw it down here and just play all the bangers and go right into Help Slip Frank next. And then it was like you called it, and it was just on. It was just like throwing meatballs and hitting home runs all night. It was crazy. Like,
And the Scarlet Fire out of space, brilliant. You know,
it was
The,
like it was curious to see how he was going to handle it and where he was going to go with it. And man, he nailed it. It was impressive.
Yeah.
and
Really cool.
they got the extra time to do the Terrapin. I guess it was what 6:20 or 11:26, and they had till 11:30, and that's why Matt ran out on stage. Was like, "Don't go anywhere, just do the Terrapin, and you can get."
And
the other
remember
song
when
in."
he was on the show talking to us about how the pods of going long and those kind of things. So it's kind of cool that then you got to see it in actual action happening.
It's fascinating that he said sometimes he just pays up front,
Right?
just runs along. He's like,
Yeah.
good, loves the fans. They can throw in an extra 20,000, you know.
Right. Exactly.
Make up for it in platinum tickets
and merch and that great merch.
And it's fantastic. And
Okay. No, good.
I was gonna say, I guess we're gonna probably wrap it up there.
Yeah, I was trying to find the random credits because we didn't have a chance to do it, but I think we should just use the Matt Bush ones. What do you think?
Yeah, let's use the Matt Bush.
Get Sue out of it.
Yeah, and then confuse everybody if they watch this one.
Here.
Anybody have anything else they want to get out?
No,
Thanks
go
for
watch
watching.
Choice Show. Thanks for watching.
Fucking brilliant, guys. Did it again. See you next time.
Nailed it.